Here's my Akai MPC4000, and beside it is my Akai Z4 sampler. I may end up selling this because it's pretty much inside the MPC, and I have this kitted out with everything. It's got the individual outputs and the digital in-outs, and I'm going to put these in here because there's no video online of how to do it. Okay, so I'm in front of my Akai Z4, and just for experimentation's sake, I've connected my Boss DR880 to the digital out from this, going to the digital in on this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the digital board out of this and this analog expansion and put it in my MPC4000. I mean 4000. Sorry. So the issue is this. I'm looking at all the connectors, and I notice that inside this, coming off this digital board, is this wire, and it's connected to nothing. I've actually never used the digital input or output, so I just want to actually see if that's the way this is supposed to be. I also don't see where this would be connected. Another thing is, with this output expansion, it just seems like it just has this one tape that goes down and it plugs in underneath there, and then this has an output tape that goes around and plugs in underneath it as well. So it's interesting with the Akai boards, the power goes through these as well. You don't need these power cables, it seems, but I'm going to try to figure that out now. So, trying to see if I can zoom in on the screen somehow. No, I kind of can't. Anyway, it's on analog, and I want to get it to digital input. So if I press play, sure enough it does, it's working. It's coming in. So just so you know, when you're doing this, this will plug into nothing when you put it in there, the power cable. So here's the interior of the MPC4000. There's a lot of screws. Now it ratchets up like a bonnet on a car, which is kind of cool. So as you can see over here, it's where the memory chip is. Here's the CD player, which can be turned into a DVD player. Here's the hard drive. Just looked at it, it says 80 gig Barracuda. And in that corner is where I'm going to put the outputs. Okay, so this is the interior of the Z4, and the trick is you have to plug, when it comes to the digital in-out, right? It's got a larger tape interface. It wraps underneath it, and it goes into this big one right here. It wraps underneath it and goes in there. Now with this one, the 8 output expansion, it's smaller, and it goes in right here, and it says R18, R17, R116, sorry, 116, 15, whatever. So now in this one, the MPC, the one for the digital is that, I believe, and the one for the, actually I might be wrong. Yeah, the one for the digital is that, and the one for the 8 output expansion is that. I do not know what that long one is for. That might be the ADAT. It's not marked in here, which is interesting. So this is what it looks like when the digital in-out is inside the MPC4000. And you want to make sure that the fan power cable goes over this instead of going under it, because in case you ever need to take out the fan, you don't want to have to be pulling the cord all the way underneath it, and the fan cable goes in here. Okay, so now I just put in the 8 output expansion, and as you can see, it wraps from here around and goes into that first one there. And here's the memory expansion that I'm going to put in there. Right now my Z4 has 2 in it. It's expanded all the way, but this one I bought wasn't, so I'm going to put this in there.